Maybe unknowingly labeling your partner as avoidant or even experiencing him as avoidant when he's not actually avoidant. He's secure and he holds his frame and he stands in his autonomy. And you think he's being avoidant because you are anxiously attached and you see all of his behavior through your anxiously attached lens. So let me tell you a little story, give you an example. I have a girlfriend. We were at dinner and we were talking about her relationship, and she is aware that she gets anxious and she has some anxious attachment. She's a powerhouse, and she said this to me. I am successful in every area of my life, but in my relationships, my anxiousness can take over. This is really common. She's not alone. So many of us are powerhouses. We're highly successful and we have incredible careers. We've made massive impact in the community. And part of why that is the case is because we are anxiously attached girlies. Because anxious attachment requires that you prioritize focusing on other people, what they're doing, what they need, anticipating them, being 10 steps ahead. That's great when it comes to career and accolades and impact. But when it comes to intimacy, it can actually sabotage a really good relationship. And the reason why is because you're perceiving their autonomy as distance. I'm a recovering anxiously attached girly. And so my husband has really stepped into his autonomy and holding his frame, and I respect it so much. But even every once in a while, I have to coach myself through this idea that, oh, he doesn't want to spend time with me. Give me a break. He's obsessed with me. So you have to learn how to work through what the reality is versus what your little anxiously attached girly inside is telling you it is. This is the skill of self-coaching and discernment that I teach in my programs or with my one-on-one clients. And you have to also give space. So a lot of times anxiously attached girlies will pursue very hard. And then when they don't get the same intensity back, they think that their partner is avoidant or doesn't care or is rejecting them or isn't as into it. That's not true. It's that you keep bridging the gap. You're not giving any space. You're not leaving any room for mystery. You're not leaving any space for him to pursue you. You're not leaving any room for him to be curious about you because you're so focused on bids for connection with him all the time that there's no room for him to pursue you back. That's really what's happening when you're with a really good man who actually is not avoidant. Even with men who are just a little bit avoidant, you are still perceiving them through your anxious lens. So I used to do this a lot. I used to text my husband throughout the workday and about stuff that needed to be done or about something that happened. And I was thinking, oh, he's my best friend. We talk throughout work. Oh, that's amazing. Whatever. Well, when I started really doing this work, I started untethering and really becoming unbothered and standing in a more secure place. And I stopped texting him all the time throughout the day, not for anything other than like, I didn't feel this need to bid for connection like that. It created more space for him to miss me, pursue me, be curious about me. So now when he comes home from work, he tells me all about his day. I tell him all about my day. We'll sit on the couch together snuggling for like an hour and just connect. And that's way better than me texting him all day and him getting a play-by-play of everything. And then when he gets home, he has nothing to wonder about. Do you see the difference? It's really about shifting how you show up. So I was with a girlfriend last night at dinner and her boyfriend texted her and she was going to immediately respond. And I'm like, you're out at dinner with your girlfriends. You don't need to be so available. It's not a game. It's just learning to untether, learning the art of healthy detachment, because the most important relationship you have is with yourself. You're never going to find security in your husband, in your kids, in a friendship, first you have to feel secure in yourself, and then everything around you orients to that. Our world, our relationships, our life are a reflection of what's going on inside of us. So if you want your partner to pursue you more, to be more interested, to show you more affection, to initiate more emotional or physical intimacy, you have to leave a freaking gap, girl. If you don't leave a gap, there's nowhere for him to do it. There's just nowhere for him to do it. And the way that women bid for connection is very different than the way men bid for connection. Men don't necessarily need a play-by-play of your whole entire day. They just don't. That's not how they function. That's how we function. We want to know every single little detail, but that's not necessarily how they function. They want your presence. They want your essence. That's what they're more concerned with. And so when you leave a little space and a little mystery, this is why my husband and I are able to sit on the couch snuggling for an hour talking. Last night I was getting ready to go out and he was just hanging around like a lovesick puppy dog. And I don't say that in any disparaging way. That's what I've wanted. I want him to be this puppy dog who craves me. He was just sitting there watching me get ready, talking to me about his day. I was talking to him about my day. It creates a yearning in him instead of me just always being so available. This isn't manipulation. This is me having autonomy and me being my own person and not always having what I choose to do revolve around him. Decentering him in that way, he's made me more of a priority and he's made connecting with me more of a priority. You have to decenter your partner. You have to be secure with yourself first. If you want somebody else to prioritize you, you have to prioritize yourself first.